There's a tree in a village where Van Gogh lived, and the council, they thought that Van Gogh had drawn it, and then they realised that he hadn't, so they cut the tree down. So I like that sort of belief, and a belief in what? I used to cycle past the house first time, I think, about 15 years ago, and then sort of the house was for sale. A Chinese businessman had bought the house unseen in auction. He said something like, I can't afford a painting, but I can afford his house. So I like that ephemeral sort of quality to it. Yeah. Look at someone photographing the black. The piece is not so much about Van Gogh. It's more about this kind of admiration of, or this idea of, anthropomorphizing bricks, as it were, because the historical occupant is gone. And in this case, he was a 19-year-old boy who lived here for 1 year. So it's a very sort of flimsy sort of presence. And, the lawyers who lived here with him, they just lived with a 19-year-old boy, but the Smiths lived with his legacy, which was much more present.
May 1974, A.D. Brown, 87 Hackford Road, SW9. My right honourable friend and colleague, I am writing to express my sincere objection to the demolition of number 87 Hackford Road, our family home. I am aware that the house is furnished by a musty smell, and that our bamboo wallpaper has its plants watered from below.
The idea of the invisible is very important.
You're new.
I mean, this is a real technological hub, but you can't see it. And the technology also acts as a sort of metaphor for memory. Some people might be disappointed that this is not perhaps a reconstruction of his time here, because I'm not sure if that brings anyone any closer to what they want. What's more true to the past? Do we want to see decay, or do we want to see like a sort of very preserved environment where you are very much aware that your presence is contributing in the decay of the place? Natalie Heinrich says that the veneration of Van Gogh, of turning him into a sort of saint, is almost like the art world coming to terms with their secularism. I think the piece is very much investigating that question, like what is interesting here, why does it need to be preserved, and sort of illustrating the pull that something like Vincent van Gogh and a blue plaque has on people. It's that ambiguity, I think, that I like as well, like the unverifiable, I suppose, is what interests me.